Our laws as it pertains to substances are draconian and bizarre. Psychopaths start this way. He was an alcoholic because of social media and pornography, PTSD, love addiction, fentanyl and heroin. Ridiculous.
I'm a doctor, for sake. Where the hell do you think I learned that?
I'm just saying, you go to treatment before you kill people. I am a clinician. I observe things about these chemicals. Let's just deal with what's real. We used to get these calls on Loveline all the time. Educate adolescents and to prevent and to treat. You have trouble you can't stop and you want help stop it, I can help. I got a lot to say. I got a lot more to say.
That is right. Give us a call. That number, 984-237-3739. I am joined today, and by the way, they already have callers, by the boys who I think I'm going to characterize as the source of simple solutions to complex problems. JT and Chad, you guys there? Gentlemen.
Oh, what up, Drew?
What up,
Good
guys?
To see you.
Good to see you as well. So I thought what we would do, we've got a lot of people, we got calls for you already. We got a lot of people on the restream. They're anxious to hear what you guys have to say and to get to know you a little better. A lot of Max Stoked on the line. A lot of Max Stoked people on the chat. And it's awesome. And I thought what we would do is play the video that got you on my radar. So everyone can understand why I'm one of the reasons I'm very enthusiastic about you guys. And let me just frame it. For me, I've been complaining for 6 months about what a shitty job public health has been doing of helping shape behavior, right? Part of their job. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been doing this forever, trying to warn people about AIDS and STDs and things. And so I got clarity very early about how you change behavior. You don't preach, you don't mandate, you don't show some guy like me in a white coat. You have a source that you can relate to, a narrative and some humor, and make a point with your narrative, and then people get that. But you guys were just going out trying to give away masks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was surfing Huntington Beach a ton, and we always go to Bear Flag Pokey too, and we just saw that a ton of people weren't wearing masks, so naturally we thought, oh, the supply chain's boned up, we got to go fix that. And JT's buddy Philippe actually has a ton of masks, so we just hit the beach and started handing them out.
And your buddy Callan got the COVID, right?
Yep. Yeah, and he couldn't taste In-N-Out for.
He couldn't taste the pokey after that.
No, for a couple months. Yeah, no sense of taste. Even with pokey, something as dank as pokey couldn't penetrate the loss of smell from COVID.
Right.
Which is pretty surprising.
And why did Philip?
They make it really spicy.
Right. And why did Philip have so many masks?
Oh, Philippe, he runs a ethical clothing company called Mulch. And so from the beginning, I think people were trying to find a way that they could make an impact to try and help. And he's an industrious dude. And I told him we were going to head out to Huntington Beach, which a lot of people thought was, going to be dangerous for us. But most people were actually pretty chill. And then we just went out there and handed out his masks. Yeah.
Going to be dangerous. In fact, the kind of aggression that you faced sort of surprised me. But you say Philippe saw it coming.
Yeah, some bros were definitely hip to it because they know that Huntington Beach is one of the birthplaces of mixed martial arts.
I see.
Yeah.
And it's Beer Flag Pokey. That's your favorite place?
Bear Flag.
Bear Flag.
Yeah.
Bear Flag.
Like the California flag.
Bear Flag. Got it. I got it.
Right.
I know a lady who got attacked by bears twice, and she survived both times.
That's ridiculous. How's that possible?
It's crazy. She has bad luck when she goes camping, but good luck when it comes to getting attacked by bears because she survived both times.
Wow. Well, let's and before I cut to this little video, tell us about, or can you talk about your guys' new Hulu series?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much we can kind of creative, but it's set in ancient Greece. Me and JT with Greek gods for dads, trying to be legends. Chopping it up with Zeus, Apollo, Ares, Poseidon, the legend. And is there any more than that we can say, JT?
I would just say it's challenging to write a pilot. I mean, you think it's going to be easy because it's easy to watch. It's easy to watch a pilot.
Yes.
But structuring an episode of TV, especially when you have to introduce all the characters and they're all dank characters that you want to give equal screen time to, it's actually pretty hard. Yeah.
Have you casted any of the voices yet?
No, not yet.
Well, if Hippocrates or one of the philosophers make a appearance, please consider me for a role. Let me at least try out.
Well, Peon, Greek god, physician.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you get Galen or Hippocrates or somebody shows up, I mean, and there's actually a god of medicine too. I don't remember the name. Shoot.
Peon.
I think
Peon.
Peon's he's the physician to the gods. He's playing my dad actually. So you could potentially be my dad, Dr. Drew.
Or I can be. That'd be fantastic.
Dude, that'd be dank, dude.
That'd be fantastic.
You guys look alike.
That'd be fantastic.
And
And so your dad actually he's a surgeon, if I remember right, correct?
Correct, hand surgeon. Yeah.
Hand surgeon. Yeah. And so
and he works on shoulders too.
Oh, I got to talk to him. I got a bad shoulder. And it's always good to keep things as close to your reality as possible. And so, what are you guys going to be, if you can talk about it? What are your day jobs as Greek citizens in ancient Greece?
I think we'll still be in school.
Okay.
So we're full-time students.
Will you be like in the Stoa? Will you be a Stoic? You'll be studying with Demosthenes or something?
I'm more of a cynic. I rock with Diogenes. Diogenes, just get out of my way, Alexander. Let me get some sunlight. And also, I heard are we allowed to say gross things on here? Like
sure,
sexually lurid things?
Sure.
I heard Diogenes. Is that how you say it?
Diogenes,
I heard he used to self-pleasure in the streets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. A lot of the cynics, that's absolutely true. The cynics were sort of the homeless of their time. They would do their thing, except they would then settle back at the Stoa and have lots of interesting things to say about why they did what they did.
Yeah, they're a little smarter than your average public wanker.
A little bit. Yeah.
How would you have categorized their behavior?
Well, usually when people do that, they're either, in this day and age, they're either on meth, on drugs, and that happens a lot, or they're bipolar manic. And I bet these guys were kind of manic back in the day. That's what I bet. Let's take a little glimpse at the video that broke you guys out a little bit, so people can get a taste of it. Here we go.
Beach to solve the mask shortage. As you can see, no one here has a mask, but we brought our own supply to fix the problem.
Guys, we've got a cure for the mask shortage. We've got masks. If anyone needs a mask, we've got them. You don't need one?
I might.
Why not?
I don't know if anybody has ever explained to you that breathing your own carbon monoxide is not healthy.
Excuse me, my man. We're giving away free masks.
He's smart. He's socially distancing. Sorry, sir. Do you need a mask?
No, thank you.
Why not?
Because I live here.
What do you mean?
I live here.
Hey, do you guys need a mask?
No, we don't. Why?
You don't?
Because there's this thing called coronavirus.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a bullshit lie.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Go fuck yourself. Pinky.
You need a mask?
No.
All right, see you later. Are you pro mask, bro?
Do you want a mask?
Thanks. It's all fake, dude. Come on. I'm good, man.
Nah, man, that's a fraud, bro.
I like freedom, dog.
I like fresh air. Just shut down the fucking country. That's bullshit, man.
I'm good.
But does wearing a mask shut down the country?
When you close down half the economy, yeah I think so.
But can't we open it up quicker if we all wear masks?
Nah, dude, that's a talking point on the TV, bro.
Do you wear a mask? What?
I think he's
coming back. Do you need a mask? Come here. Get ready to run. Just to give masks.
No, look, you're not making my fucking rights and not my rights, first of all.
We're just trying to hand out.
I don't give a fuck what you're trying to do. You believe in a mask? I don't.
That's cool.
Fucking leave it alone. Or
We're just.
If you want some of me, come on and get this.
No, we're not trying to fight anyone. We just want to hand out masks.
Yeah, do you want the mask? Maybe we do a happy hour at Sharky's later.
And there it goes. Did he meet you at Sharky's afterwards?
No, I'm pretty sure he's still squared up under that bridge. Just ready to roll.
So a couple things. Did you have to get these people to sign off on the videos? Did you have to go up afterwards and go, "Hey, can I get the release from you, please, Buster, to show this?" Or is it not? It doesn't work like TV where you're just on the internet, you can go ahead?
I think because we're out in public and they can see the cameras, that's like an image for internet. I think that's just an acknowledgement of consent.
And we don't make any money off of it.
Right. And I noticed that your disbelief got more and more genuine and intense as the day went on. Was it? Were you surprised by some of these reactions?
Yeah, I mean, well, like JT said, it's the birthplace of mixed martial arts, so we're used to guys wanting to, throw down and OC and just being aggro in general. But some of the more like JT with a guy, JT always talks about the guy who's like starts out by saying God loves me, and then he follows it up with fuck you.
Right.
Can I say that?
Yes, you can. That's sort of the Orange County credo, isn't it?
Yeah. But they seem like totally disparate thoughts. I was like, man, your brain is like churning out hard opposites.
They do. Well, it's kind of a surfer mentality too, isn't it? Because you're out there in nature, and then you start beating up the guys next to you trying to take your wave.
Yeah, dude, totally.
Little bit similar.
Yeah.
I also think Orange County is so nice. Orange County is such a beautiful, lovely place that I think it's hard for people there to believe that things are out of their control because they've done so well in life otherwise.
That's interesting.
Interesting. They're kind of like, no, nothing's bigger than me. Like I dominated commercial real estate. There's no way this virus can dominate me.
And JT, did you grow up in Orange? I know, Chad, you grew up in San Clemente. You too, JT?
Yeah, I grew up in San Juan Capistrano, right next door. Yeah, but now my mom's house is in San Clemente.
You guys go to the same high school or something?
No, we were like parallel.
Or you guys just met up at Doheny one time?
Well, actually, we knew each other through like parallel friend groups, but like our big kind of meet cute was we did a beer bong together, a 4-hose beer bong at this dude's party, and I wasn't even supposed to be on it, but the fourth guy was on antibiotics, so he couldn't do the beer.
Right.
So I slid in, and then we chugged it down. And I mean, instantly, I really respected the way Chad approached it. And then we hit a hand slap afterwards, and like I could feel just, I don't know, the power of who he was.
The communion. You guys communed in that moment. It was something special. Yeah. Much like the Greek gods, when they touch things change. This was a moment of change. I wonder, Caleb, can you pull up any of their appearances in front of the city council? If there was a city council in front of whom you made your best case, is there one we could go to?
Probably the party speech.
The party speech, and that was, what city council was that? Was that San Clemente also?
That was downtown LA.
Downtown LA. That was the Los Angeles City Council, where they went down and made their case. Because anyone, you got to go down and show up to be part of the political process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's available to everyone.
Especially
any concerned citizen can go in there and speak on what they care about. Yeah, whether it be parties or Britney Spears or a statue for Paul Walker.
No, it's not the house party. Is it the house party fight? No, it's well before that, right?
City of LA.
No, it's house parties.
Right,
house party.
City of LA.
Yeah. House party. They've got it. Okay, let's take a call while they're going to spool that up. We'll talk to Walter. Walter, you're on with the boys. Chad goes deep.
What's up, Chad and JT? How you doing, Dr. Drew?
Hey, man. What's happening?
How's it going, brother?
Hey, I'm good. I have a question for Chad and JT. I've been a fan for a pretty long time, probably a year and a half. Love the pod. Love you guys on Real Bros. My question is, so Chad, I recently got my license, and you post a lot of videos of you dancing in your car and your stories. Since I have to stay socially distanced, and the car is probably the best place to do that, do you guys have any go-to car dance moves I can hit?
Well, you can never go wrong with a solid fist pump. I always like to dance when I'm fully stopped too, just to be safe. But I'll start with a fist pump, and then I'll sort of do like a wave with my arms, and then just try to get everyone on the street with me stoked. I'll just give like a head nod and smile, and that really raises the energy of the whole street. especially in these tough times.
It's all about stoke, right?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
you
then
need base.
It's tough when the car eliminates the distance, you know?
Dude, the steering wheel. Use the steering wheel to work your moves off of. You know what I mean? Use
like
it
a drum
like an
set?
instrument.
Like a drum set, or
like a drum set, and you can kind of like massage it with one hand while you're backing up with the other hand.
Right.
It's kind of like the Nicholas Brothers cane or something like that. Yeah.
One time I was in the parking garage in my apartment building, just trying to amp everyone up in the building, and I was lowering the seat, you know,
making the seat go up and back, right?
Good
and that seemed to fire people up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like back in the day when the cars used to bounce up and down. This is your version of that, right?
Yeah, and I got a good ab workout in too. So
that's good. That's good. And JT, you do a lot of Instagram workout videos, yeah?
Yep. Just hit one today, yes, sir.
So give everyone this particulars. Where can they find you on social? Where's the pod? Tell them all about it.
So on social media, Instagram, Chad Goes Deep, and then JT Parr 14. Podcast is Going Deep with Chad and JT. Our YouTube is Chad and JT Go Deep. Same with Facebook, and then Twitter is Chad and JT, at Chad and JT.
Mama Goose says, Drew, you'd be car dancing too if you'd be getting people stoked. It's true. If I could do it, if I could get people stoked, I'd be car dancing too. That's exactly right. And Chad, Susan, my wife and producer of this show, said that you had watched this show back in the dark days of the COVID outbreak, and maybe in March. Is that this streaming show? Is that true?
Yeah, I was watching Dose of Dr. Drew a ton, just because it was a good source of optimism. Just like, because he always talks about the fog of war.
That actually means a lot to me, because we didn't know each other back then, and that's exactly what I was trying to do, was try to have a place where I felt like I was the French underground or something, trying to push out information while the Nazis were in control, and just try to keep it real, keep it focused on the facts, keep everybody calm, because God knows there was no source of that out in the media. What did you guys do to stay stoked during those days?
I think
go ahead.
I was trying to think about too much. I think I just started to get bite-sized with my life, and I just focused on like staying tan, working out, doing my Wim Hof breathing. And then if I could do all that stuff, I felt like I was in a position to feel good. And you can only control so much in the world. It's a big, scary place, and it feels like it's evolving in a scarier direction. So you kind of have to just, get a little existentialist about it and be like, hey, just going to fill this day with as much distance run as I can. Yeah.
Chad, agreed?
Yeah. Agreed, yeah. I did 3 things, especially when the beaches were closed, because that's sort of when it first started, that's where I would go to sort of regain my composure. But
wasn't that weird with the beaches closed? It was like desolate, and the lifeguards were having to empty the beaches. It was so weird.
It was crazy, yeah. And then there's that one surfer in Malibu who was just stand-up paddling and got the cops were like hunting him down. I was like, dude. But I got an assault bike, so I was cranking out workouts. I learned how to beer bong without, my bros cheering me on, just solo motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started reading Stoicism. So just working my body, my mind, and my goal.
Have we talked about Stoicism, the two of you and me, at all?
Yeah,
maybe briefly.
I don't know if we did.
So are you guys a Ryan Holiday fan?
Yeah, we had him on the pod. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure you know Ryan. And strangely, I have a weird history with Ryan. Did I tell you this? You aware of this?
No. Go ahead.
So I got Ryan to read his first Stoic philosopher. I was doing a presentation to college journalists many years ago, and this eager beaver came up to you and said, "What are you reading? What are you reading right now?" And I thought, well, you really want to know what I'm reading? It's it may not be for you, but there's this guy named Epictetus, and I'm reading the Enchiridion. And he went, "I'm going to read it." And that's what started Ryan Holiday, the famous Stoic advocate, into Stoic philosophy. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's weird. It's weird how we...
Huh?
I was literally just watching his YouTube channel before this podcast, The Daily Stoic. He's incredible.
He is incredible. He's a great guy, just a great guy, and known him now for a long time. It's funny, we sort of reconnected years later because I was a fan of his, and he went, we met before. I'm like, what, really? when, where? But we do affect each other, right? We do, and you guys will affect people even just with that mask video. You'll affect people with your new cartoon. Is it a cartoon or is it a life, real live action kind of thing? The Hulu series.
Yeah. Cartoon.
And you'll teach people some philosophy, and it'll be great. You guys mentioned Wim Hof. If people don't know who Wim Hof is, look him up. He's this guy that essentially has a special breathing technique, and he essentially dives under ice shelves. He goes and dives. He stays underwater under ice. It's crazy, and I wasn't sure you guys were Wim Hof fans, but you did mention cold showers last time I talked to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've gotten into a heavy regimen of Wim Hof, meditation, cold showers when I have the time. That's sort of I try to do that in the morning. I love ice baths too, but I just can't find one. So
ice baths?
Sometimes. What
do you mean you can't find one?
Yeah, Well, it's just we had a buddy who and I just wanted to be safe, but we have a buddy who had an industrial sized freezer, and they just pour water in there and you hop in for 3 minutes. It's 32 degrees.
Wow.
But I haven't been able to do one since COVID started. Yeah.
I want to play. Do we have that video handy? I'm not going to play it just yet. I'm going to take a call, but you guys have that video handy? Yeah. Okay, we're going to play the video of you guys in front of the LA City Council in just a second, but this is I don't know what we're getting into here. Maybe I'll sort of prime this call with you guys to make sure I don't get into difficult territory. Leopold has a question for you guys about something that happened to Nancy Pelosi. Or do you know what he's talking about?
The hair thing?
In her yard? Well, let's explore. Leopold, I trust you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Leopold. Hi, Chad Goatee. Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hey, guys.
Again.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude.
Last week there was a news report, and it had to do with a individual who defecated on Nancy Pelosi's driveway, and I was wondering what you thought, if there was an analogy to the pleasuring oneself with the Greek gods that you mentioned earlier.
Oh, so okay. Thanks, Leopold. So the question is, these public displays of private kinds of human function, are these related, or is this an isolated phenomenon for you're putting the question up? Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the question's up in very big letters on the screen here. But is this an isolated event, or are they tied together? Go ahead, JT first.
I have to say, I think the cynics were exceptional in their ability to combine public exhibition with philosophy.
Yep.
And so I have my doubts that this person who defecated on Nancy Pelosi's yard is a very sophisticated thinker. But at the same time, I don't want to, prejudge anyone just based off one thing that they did. So
fair enough.
I think the shitter in question could be an Ivy League philosophy major, but I'm just not sure.
Deep into cynicism, a shitticism maybe, huh? So okay, Chad, go ahead.
Epic shits.
Yeah,
epic shittis. Yes.
Epic shittis.
Nice. We can go all day this way. Go ahead, Chad.
I gotta agree with JT. I have my suspicions, but I never want to disrespect anyone's art.
Right.
So if it's I'll just let him do a YouTube video to sort of explain the meaning behind his act.
Right. It's in the eye of the beholder, right? Every observer has to make sense of the art for himself. It's really they're really going to appreciate good art, right?
Did Nancy Pelosi understand the art? Did she get it?
I don't know, but maybe that's what we should be looking to in terms of assessing the meaning of this whole thing. Did Nancy really show some depths of character and get what it was, or did she sort of brush it off as some sort of a random event that had no deep meaning? So speaking of deep meaning,
would she look?
How what?
How legit would Nancy Pelosi look if she was like, I understand that this shit was really a metaphor for, Congress's inability to get a relief plan in place. And we'd be like, oh, Nancy, that was awesome of you. You understand. You know why people take dumps.
Do you understand why I love these guys? Do you now understand why I love these guys? There's profundity in their solutions, in the depth, in their simple solutions. There's deep and profound information. So speaking of profound, speaking of profound information, here's what they shared with the LA City Council. This is the case they made. Are we going to see both of them or just one? Or
is it this video?
Is this it, guys? Can you see it?
That's it.
What up, Council? My name is Chad Kroeger.
There it is.
I'm an activist and house party enthusiast. Over the past week, I've been in a state of deep despair upon hearing the news that LA is trying to outlaw house parties in the Hollywood Hills. I am here determined to stop this future atrocity. House parties were the bedrock of my development as a young man in San Clemente. My first introduction to manhood came when the captain of my water polo team, Boomer Kingsley, asked me to shotgun a tall can of Bud Light in front of the whole squad at his end of the season bash. His parents were in Tahoe at the time, so we tore that weekend up. It was epic, and I was super stoked. My newfound confidence gave me the courage to ask out the most popular girl in school, Lauren Stockholder, to prom that year. She rejected me, and I had to go with Stacy McMillan. But I didn't care because I was so amped on chugging with my boys. That's what house parties do. Raging at house parties is the truest way to party.
Next.
Oh my God, they interrupted
Please come
you.
and identify yourself.
What up, Council? My name is JT Parr. I am also here to defend parties in the Hollywood Hills. I grew up like most kids, worried I couldn't bench 2 plates, that I wouldn't fit in, that I wouldn't find love. Then I discovered partying, and suddenly all those worries went to the wayside. I didn't need love. I had keg stands. I discovered I was great at raging, and it revealed wonderful things about myself. I could relate to bros regardless of what kind of bro they were. I could be at a party and moon people, and everyone would laugh, be witty. Or I could play beer pong and compete with real integrity. In short, I fulfilled my potential. If you outlaw house parties, you may keep the volume down, but an externality is that you may keep people from bonding. America needs
America needs bonding. That in a simple solution. Simple solution, gentlemen. Simple solution. Thank you. How was the reception there by the city council? They seem like a very joyous group.
At first they cut us off, but then I think they grew to love us because Herb, the head of the city council, became one of our friends.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Herb Weston.
Herb Weston.
Oh, that's just the way you said if Nancy Pelosi took to the cynicism, the shitticism, the fact that Herb Weston is your friend pushed him up in my esteem. So good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, America needs bonding. I mean, that is a simple and true statement. Yeah,
it's a bummer.
These guys, now, those of you that don't know Chad and JT, Howard Stern picked them up because of, I think that was in front of the LA County Board of Supervisors or something, right? Wasn't that after that?
That speech?
Yeah, you gave a speech to those guys. It was a little different. It was about Stoke, I think, more than partying, right?
Yeah, I think Howard first picked us up after our scooter speech. We went to West Hollywood to advocate for e-scooters because they promote, free expression and liberty.
Got it.
Yeah, and I think that's when he first picked us up. Oh, he picked up the house party thing, then that one, then we did a speech about Britney Spears and how we need to rename the water plant in Manhattan Beach the Toxic Water Plant after her famous song, just to boost her stoke.
Right. I do remember that. And any feedback from Stacy McMillan after that city council meeting?
Yeah, she was a little bummed. So that I wanted to go with Lauren Stockholder more, but she told me that she wanted to go with Boomer Kingsley more than me. So I think we sort of
So
made nice
everyone was disappointed. And Lauren, did she give you any feedback? Is she still around these days?
No, she's still pretty icy to me. It's all good though.
All right, fair enough.
It's all good. That's kind of why I'm doing all this. What up, Lauren?
It's motivating. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super motivating.
So Lauren is still around.
I'll
You have contact with Lauren to this day, yes?
Yeah, well, I know of her existence, and I know she's in San Clemente, but she doesn't. Yeah, I'm trying to get her to say what up to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. People are. Oh my God. Heather Sylvester. There's something called irony and comedy. I want you to think about those two words when you evaluate these gentlemen, okay? Just want you to do that.
Did she say we're dumb?
Yeah, in as many words. She had a few critical, negative things to say. And I'm just saying, for those of you that for whom these boys are evoking feelings, that's the intention of their irony and their comedy. So that's the whole point in sort of reaching people in ways that are a little more what's the word I'm looking for, where you're trying to persuasive than going straight at people with their messaging. Okay. Oh my God.
Ask her to walk a mile in my rainbow sandals and she might feel different too.
Maybe that would do it. That might do it. And let me we have a call here about masks, and I've got a lot. Okay, Hannah, we'll get to you in a second. I've got a lot of addiction type questions. I have a lot of serious questions here too, so I'm going to wrap you guys up in about 10 minutes, and I will get to some of the more challenging, really serious calls. So please do hang on.
Oh, whoa.
There goes the what?
There go the views. Views must be.
Oh, sorry. I mean, sorry. I mean, they're staying with me for now. But let's go to calls.
No, talking about JT.
Oh, JT.
What happened?
Brandon, you have a question for the boys. Go ahead. Brandon.
Yeah, what's up, Drew? What's up, Chad? JT,
hey,
y'all doing all right?
Hey, man, good.
What's up, dog?
Maximally stoked.
Yeah. Right on. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, dude, my freaking kind of party. Sorry, I just saw you take your shirt off. I'm going to join you real quick.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So my question is, man, I just went to a baby shower for my sister. Okay. I don't like to go to events. I'm here in Dallas. A lot of people are walking around. They're sick, spreading their germs. And I went to this get together. A lot of people, here from Texas, a lot of people very religious. They don't even believe in this mask stuff. So, I mean, say I want to go to an event, people I don't care about, but I have to deal with. And what if I get confronted? Because I get confronted from some of these people when it comes to wearing masks and things like that. I mean, how do I handle that?
So I just want to make sure I understand your question, Brandon. You don't want to wear a mask when you go to family events, and they're asking you to do so. Is that correct?
No. I would love to wear a mask. They give me a hard time for doing it.
I see. And how many people are at these events?
Yeah.
How many people are there?
Oh, shoot. Now, I mean, it's not a lot of events, man, but I mean, like this one right here for my sister's baby shower is about 30 people.
Okay.
Way too many people.
I get it. All right, let's hear it from the boys. Go ahead.
I would say one thing, I often wear florals to disarm people. I think if you rock like a floral mask, you could say, hey, it's a fashion statement. I'm trying to, look like I'm going on vacation. So
like a Hawaiian floral, a Tahitian floral, that kind of thing. So it gives you sort of a vibe of some sort of resort.
Yeah, just so they could be like, hey, I'm anti-mask, but I'm not anti the vibes that you're putting off. So keep doing what you're doing.
All right, JT?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, dude. I mean, I get disappointed in people when they're not wearing masks, but I think you just got to, like, what is life about? It's about living with integrity, and you're looking out for other people. So I think just know that Chad and I and Dr. Drew, we think you're sick as fuck for wearing a mask. So even if the people in the moment don't get it, like in the long run, when we look back at photos of you at that baby shower and you're the one with a mask on, we're going to be like, who's that guy? How do I hang out with him? Because he was on top of it.
A couple things. I agree with JT and Chad wholeheartedly. It's hard. I get it. There's a lot of peer pressure there. I mean, it's one thing if it's a barbecue with 4 people, but 30, make sure you stay outside. I think we're going to find that UV has much more effect than we even know. We're coming off a Labor Day weekend. How are the beaches? How are the crowds down south there during the weekend for you guys? Labor Day.
They were all right. It was during that heat wave, so
yeah, they were huge. The point is they were huge. There were huge crowds all on the beaches, and we are not only are we not having a COVID surge, we're continuing a marked, sort of steady and rather rapid decline. So clearly in the UV, even when there's lots of people in concentrated areas, it can be really difficult to transmit. So, but I would also think the mask is an important part of that too. In fact, on the Fox 11 program, which I know you've been on, guys, with that I do with Alex Michelson, whom you guys all met yesterday if you watched this stream, we're going to do a bunch of experiments where I try to put candles out with all the different kinds of masks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
That will be interesting.
You've probably got great lung power too.
I do. I do. So that should be interesting. I'm looking at my chat stream here to see if you have any questions. Do you want to ask anything of my audience?
Oh, interesting.
Actually, I had a quick question for you, just because this is how safe is flying right now? Because my dad's pressuring me to come see him, and I'm scared of spreading it. So how safe would you say flying is? If you get tested the day before and you're negative, then you fly.
So where is he? I thought he was in San Clemente.
No, he's in Sun Valley, Idaho right now. They have a place there.
Got it. Dude, Dad's rocking it. Susan, does that airline with the small jets go to Sun Valley, Idaho? Or do they go to catch them or anything? You know, that place, that jet service we're talking about? No, they don't. So if you can find there's some services that are actually even less expensive or the same price as Southwest that fly small planes. If you can find that, obviously that's a better option. But in terms of, I have flown a bunch. Corolla has flown a bunch since this all started. Neither of us have gotten anything. I've talked to the flight attendants and the captains and things. They all tell me the same thing, which is none of the people that work in the airlines are getting sick. I mean, it's not like it never happens, but it's really not happening. And there was a case about 10 days ago where there were 6 asymptomatic carriers on a flight, and one woman came down, also contracted it, not by sitting in her seat with her mask on, because she went to the bathroom, followed the asymptomatic carrier into the bathroom, and took her mask off. So if you keep your mask on, if you use... I don't have my UV lights here, but get a UV light. I use these here. Maybe you guys can show up the Red Hawk Medical Red Hawk Medical Devices. Red Hawk Medical. What's our website? I can't get it in products. Red Hawk Medical Products. It's down. It's in the other. It's way far away because I'm taking it somewhere tomorrow. But get a UV light, and you can put that over your seat and your tray tables and your screens and all that stuff. The UV light I'm really convinced that is good for traveling. And then if you rent a car or something, same thing. Run the UV light over the car and bring your Clorox wipes. We've been insane with the Clorox wipes, Susan and I, for how many years? 15 years? Yeah, we just have always used Clorox wipes, especially on airplanes, because they're viral and bacterial, pits. But if you're careful, you can travel and you can not get it. I'm convinced, and I've talked to people also about the air circulation there. People are worrying about the aerosol spread on planes, but they're paying a lot of attention to it, and the air circulation system is set up to really reduce that potential. So the bottom line for me is I feel like, and particularly for your age and health and stuff, you don't have to worry about it. You have to worry more about becoming asymptomatic and passing it to somebody else. That's what I would worry about.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Right, like giving it to your dad or something. But again, he's a doctor, and if he understands the risk, and if he said, getting out there, go see him. And it's Sun Valley, dude. What the hell? Talk about maximum stoke.
I gotta go mountain bike.
Yeah, right. GSR Savage is pointing out that Dr. Redfield, the head of the CDC, said today that the masks may have more impact than the vaccine, which is a really interesting statement. I'm going to think about that for a couple of days before we unpack it. But and those of you that watch this thread have seen Dr. Kelly Victory, who disagrees with that very, very strongly. So, all right, gentlemen, let me see if I have any more calls for you before I let you go, because
I have a question for you too, Dr. Drew.
Have at it.
How often do dudes blow it with someone they're crushing on by just being too transparent about how hard they're crushing early on in the
let's
getting to know you
ask
phase?
let's get a female perspective on this. Yeah, don't look shocked at me.
Wait, say it again. I was
ask
tweeting.
her again. What if males are crushing on someone and they're too transparent? What's your advice for JT?
Well, I have this theory that you should always act like you have a girlfriend to attract other women. Because the minute they know you have a girlfriend, have you ever noticed that the women like you more because you have a girlfriend?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But should he be straightforward? Like, even though he has a girlfriend, I really think I'm into you.
Yeah, well, it's not working out great, but I really like you too.
So you should be straightforward.
It seems
and transparent
it seems a little late in the game for me to make up that I have a girlfriend. But this question's about a friend, anyways. It's not about me.
Yeah, right. It's not about JT. It's about it's about a friend. So the friend.
That's my theory.
So
my buddy Dolan.
Girlfriend.
You answered.
He's a cool
You're better
guy.
at this than I
You'd
am.
like Dolan too. Dolan's a good guy. You'd like Dolan.
Dolan's a good guy. And we got to tell everyone what happened.
I mean, I think girls like to know that you have a crush on them.
Yeah, I think you have to be. I think that's correct. I think drop in, let it be known, and then get out.
But just say like nice things about her, like I really like
but
your hair.
No desperation, no energy. Keep the
Yeah, you don't want to have that
energy
lean
out of
and
it.
hungry look. That's what I was talking about. Like you have to look like you're satisfied, and then.
So
I keep telling JT, just keep ripping kettlebells and posting it on his Instagram. Like that's what he's doing all the time.
Women love pictures of guys working out. Sometimes. So listen. Tell the group that they're listening here today what happened to Callan. We have to tell the story and then tell how it played out.
Oh, I thought you meant Brian Callan. Yeah.
No, not well. Brian Callan too got sick, and I'll tell you. You guys would love this. I have this horrible problem with names now that I'm older. Callan and what's his partner? The fighter.
Kellen.
Brandon Schaub.
Brandon Schaub and I are gonna. Brandon Schaub and I are gonna do a pillow talk for 90 Day Fiance, where we sit and watch 90 Day Fiance series. Just Brandon Schaub and I just watching it and talking about it. That'd be good, right?
No,
I'll kill it. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Fun.
Yeah.
That show's amazing.
I still gotta watch that show.
Yeah. Well, I consider a symptom of my depression right now. But be that as it may, so Callan was he the one that also got hit in the nuts?
No, that was the third baseman on my team.
Oh, so tell both stories. So what happened there?
Well, so here's how I understand why people are against protective gear like masks, because like when I was in Little League, I didn't believe in wearing a cup, and it wasn't until our third baseman got hit where you're supposed to wear a cup that I realized like it's sometimes good to wear one, and I've worn a cup every day since. So
right,
because he missed like
he still got one right now.
He missed like 2 months of games. Yeah, and then Chad, do you want to tell him about Kellen and what happened?
Yeah, so Kellen, so basically this girl was throwing a rager. It was more of a kickback, I'd say, if you want to get technical with it. But she had a strict mask policy, and most people were down, except for a few people, including Kellen. He's like, masks are whack. And then he got corona, and we had to cancel our trip to Ibiza, which we had been, planning for like a year. And so, and then he just couldn't taste In-N-Out. He couldn't taste Pokey for 2 months.
Right.
And then we kind of shamed him publicly too.
Sure.
Don't get COVID.
You've talked about it on the news. You talked about it with me here on this stream and others. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he wanted to be like, representative of mask ignorance, but at the same time, we're like, Kellen, you're helping other people get better, dude. So it's making your COVID have purpose. And then he was like, dudes, I'm so drunk. He was like, I'm so drunk when you're talking to me right now, and I'm just drunk. And we were like, all right, dude, later, brother.
Yeah. I'm sure he's no less shamed now. People are laughing on the stream about what I said about the 90 Day Fiance being a sign of my depression. I'm deadly serious about that. If I'm looking forward to Sunday because Pillow Talk 90 Day Fiance is on or 90 Day Fiance is on, that is a symptom, everybody. That's not normal. That is not normal. That's how bad the lockdown has been for me. All right, gentlemen, as always, it's a privilege to talk to you. Tell people again where they can find you. First, JT.
You can find me at JT Parr 14, but honestly, the best place to find me is on Chad's Instagram at Chad Goes Deep, and then we're on YouTube and Twitter as well.
Chad.
Yeah, Chad and JT Go Deep on YouTube, at Chad and JT on Twitter, at Chad and JT Go Deep on Facebook. I think that's it. Oh, Going Deep with Chad and JT is our podcast, and we had Dr. Drew on.
Yeah, I was on it. It was a lot of fun, and enjoy.
That was great. My mom loved it.
Enjoy Sun Valley, and JT. Make sure he goes up there and does gets maximally stoked with the mountain bikes.
Dude, get after it, Chad.
Oh. Yeah, man.
I will. Thanks for having us, Dr. Drew.
Always a privilege.
Yeah.
Great talking to you.
You as well. Yeah, keep going with those messages. They are simple solutions to complex problems, and I urge you to continue, and I urge people to support you. All right, my friends. See you soon.
All right, later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And let me get some of these tougher questions online here. I'm going to get right to it, you guys. And so thank you to Chad and JT. They're always a good time. And let me remind you again, those of you that were triggered by them, that these are comedy professionals. So if they did trigger you, they are proud of themselves. So here we go. Hannah, what's going on?
Hi, Hitler. I was just wondering, you talked on the
Stop, Hannah, stop.
After Dark.
People are already reacting to your greeting.
Yeah.
That is something from your mom's house. Hi, Jeans. Hi, Mommy. Go ahead. Keep going. People that aren't from amongst the mommies, they hear that and they go, what? What is that? So go ahead. What's going on, Hannah?
I was hoping to get that reaction.
You got it.
I was just wondering, you talked on Dr. Drew After Dark, how the system we have set up now where it's set up like we can't get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just wondering what that would look like.
What I was talking about, and thank you for asking because I wasn't clear about it, I suspect. What I'm talking about is this is the state of California, and our governor has made this color plan where we have to achieve these certain positivity rates and then cases per 100,000. Here's the problem. In order to reopen businesses, we have to stay at 1 case per 100,000 for something like 2 or 3 weeks. That's never going to happen. That is never going to happen. That is 10 cases. 10 cases? That's 100 cases per day in the county of Los Angeles with 10 million people. The problem is, and I don't want this to become political because I know Trump has said some things about this, but let me just say it. We use a very sensitive test for the viral RNA, for the presence of coronavirus. So much so that we are detecting even just pieces of the virus flying around in the environment that happen to get into our nose. They aren't virus, they aren't infectious, they aren't causing illness, they aren't infective, they aren't affecting anybody else. But we pick it up because we do 40 amplifications on our polymerase chain reaction nasal swab in this country. And if we did 25 times as opposed to 40, well, then we could get out of this. But at 40 times, we're going to be picking up all the little pieces of the virus is going to be with us for years. And we're going to keep picking it up with this test. So if we have our criteria of 1 per 100,000 for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever it is, it's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. There's going to be some days where it's 1 and some days where it's 4 and some days where it's 0. And that's just the way I just don't see how we ever get out of it with this set of criteria. That's what I was talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was also wondering, like we all have masks on right now, and I don't see a future where it goes back to being normal to not wear them. Well, how far off is that?
I don't. That's a great question, and I don't know. And we're all so traumatized. We're all going to start wearing. Ooh, here's my UVC light. We're all going to start wearing masks in flu season routinely. And by the way, the masks don't necessarily protect against the flu because the flu is primarily transmitted on the hands. So when you're messing with your mask on your face, you may be transmitting flu, which is why Dr. Fauci was concerned about masks at the very beginning. This is a UVC light that, right, yeah, that you wand over things. It's redhawkmedicalproducts.com. But I will tell you that once we get widespread vaccination, and once we're down sort of in the range of 2 to 4 cases per 100,000, I mean, think about the probability of you coming into contact with someone. Let's just use 2 for the example. There's 2 people amongst every 100,000 that have this thing. What's the probability? Now, that's not the case rate. The case rate may be slightly higher than that. Let's say it's 50 per 100,000. What's the probability you're going to come in contact with that person, right? very remote. And then a lot of the people are going to be vaccinated around that person, and so it's not going to transmit through to you. So I think by spring of 2021, we can be in pretty good shape. It might even happen before that. That's my guess. Sound okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, Hannah. Thank you for asking the question. This is Sean. He has a difficult question. Sean, go ahead there.
Hey, Dr. Drew. How you doing?
Hi, Sean. I'm great.
Yeah, so listen, the reason I'm calling, and it seems like kind of like a different forum for this, because I haven't heard anybody talking about it. You know, I'm all about the masks and everything, but I wanted to ask you, just because you particularly have all this insight for addiction.
Right.
And I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah. All right, let me, Sean,
25 years.
Let me cut to the chase. You've been on methadone for many, many years. Methadone is its own kind of prison. Lots of side effects, sexual dysfunction, fatigue.
12 years.
Yeah. So how much are you taking right now? How much methadone? How much?
I'm on 60 milligrams, and I've gone down 100 milligrams over these last 12 years.
Good for you.
And you know, it affects everything.
I know.
In my life.
I know.
Relationships. You know, traveling. You know, I can't be out of town because you can't just go to your doctor and have them write a script.
You have to go. You have to go to a licensed methadone clinic. You have to go You have to line up at a methadone clinic and get your supply. So here's the deal, my friend. You should get involved with a physician who, and they might be able to do this for you at the methadone clinic. Hold on, I'm going to make sure you're back. So at some of these clinics, they can refer you to a place to get on Suboxone. And switching from methadone to Suboxone is a pretty common thing these days, but you got to get down further on the methadone first. But go ahead.
That's the thing, is I've taken Suboxone while I was on it. Set me into immediate withdrawal where I almost died.
Right.
You know, because I've been doing this for a long time. 42 now. I have actually found 4 places in the U.S. that do this. It's called the Rapid Detox Program.
Yeah, Sean.
That gets you off.
Sean, those are not always great, my friend. I know it sounds good on paper. Here's what I would suggest you do. And that might be an option for you. I'm not saying it's not an option. It's just that you end up with a lot of.
I can't think of any other way that I can get off.
All right, so listen to me.
You know, like just waking up and being back to normal.
No. Let me listen to this. So it might be possible, but people end up with a lot of withdrawal symptoms after the rapid detox anyway. So that's why I'm sort of. Now maybe they could rapid detox you and then put you on Suboxone or something. But here's what I normally do with somebody like you:
they leave you after the 3 days. They leave you with a blocking shot that lasts 30 days.
Look, I know, my friend. I know how they do it, but I'm here to tell you it's not as easy as you think. There's a lot of stuff that can go on, and so. But be that as it may, no matter what, you got to get on lower methadone. Okay, no matter what. So you got to find your way to 20 milligrams a day somehow, and ideally 10 milligrams a day. But really, once you get below 20 is when people really start feeling the withdrawal, right? So get to 20. Once you're on 20, find a doctor who has real experience with this, and specifically getting people on Suboxone, because you're going to have to get over to Suboxone. You're just going to have to do it, and there's ways to do it, and people that are experienced can get you through to it. I'd rather have you off everything. But right now, that's unrealistic, because methadone will leave you with 6 months of really bad withdrawal symptoms, even if you taper all the way down. If you get all the way down to 10 and then go cold turkey, you will still have 6 months of really awful feelings. So you're going to have to find your way to Suboxone.
Well, the doctor I got now is telling me pretty much just to accept this, that I'm going to be on this for the rest of my life.
I think that's the last thing I want to hear. That's a huge mistake. I don't think that's correct. I think. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you. I just took a course to get certified for the Suboxone. I'm not a Suboxone fan, but I thought I better get certified to do it in case I need to use it. And I actually have been prescribing it a bit now. And in that course, they emphasized that we should be taking people off methadone and putting them on Suboxone. That it's not just possible, it's a good idea and it works well. But if you can trigger withdrawal.
You have to make sure that the methadone is out of your system, correct, before you can take the
No, it's not that.
Suboxone?
It's not that
Because
simple.
That naloxone,
I know. Listen.
because I almost died because of that.
I get it. I understand. And you were probably on 100 milligrams of methadone at the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That's a very different situation than 20 milligrams, okay? Very, very different. And they may still want you to have it be off it a week before you try the Suboxone. And the methadone withdrawal doesn't really start for about 5 to 7 days. It's such a long-acting medicine. You don't really get, especially when you're down around 20. You don't get a lot of withdrawal right away.
The thing is, when this pandemic started and, my job laid me off, I'm like, okay, this is the time. I don't have to work. This is where I can go and just get rid of this.
Yep.
I went 8 days without my methadone. And then on the 8th day, I got so violently ill.
Yeah, but
that,
Sean, you're not listening carefully to me. That's going from Sean. You got to listen to me. I'm being very specific in what I'm saying to you. That's going from 60 milligrams to 0. That is very different than 20 milligrams. Okay, it's very different. You got to find your way to 20 milligrams. That's first order of business. Okay. Got it?
Okay.
However you taper to get there, get there.
Is there any detoxes that could help me get somewhere? I just can't see my life going forward with this still in my life.
Right.
Like, is there any other detoxification way that don't put me in possible death situations?
So what you're saying is you're afraid to do the Suboxone because of the severe reaction before. And yes, once you get to like 20...
Well, I definitely got some PT.
Okay, I hear you.
From that.
I hear you. Look, okay, you can do the rapid detox. You can try it and see how that goes. Or you can go into it, but when I did a lot of cold turkey methadone withdrawals, I insisted that people get to 20 milligrams first. So no one's going to try to get you off all the way until you get, because it's so impossible. It's so miserable if you're up in 40 or 60. It's just impossible. It's just, there are all kinds of things that can be done other than Suboxone. I see where your head's at, and I can see why you might want to try the rapid detox. I would support that as an option, as long as they have a plan for you that is comprehensive. All right, I'm glad you all heard that too, because that's the prison of methadone. When everyone says, "Oh, put you on methadone," this is the prison of methadone. All right, good luck, Sean. Steve, what's going on there?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
Wow, that was as always, man. You really got it down, man. You know what you're talking about. I don't know about that stuff.
Yeah, I know a lot. I know way more than I should. I've treated probably 10,000 drug addicts, so I've seen a lot in that time. So what's going on?
No, man, I really enjoy your show, and I hope it's okay. But I'm totally switching topics.
Beautiful.
Here.
I love it.
So I'm in my late 40s, quiet on the female front for a couple of years due to being crazy busy, looking after parents with cancer and stress, anxiety, and all that stuff. Long story short, 3 weeks ago, I started a little new thing with a lady, and things are freaking awesome.
Good.
The only problem is she's way into me. Like I said, I've had a little dry spell, and I'm in my late 40s. I've always kind of liked the ladies maybe a little bit younger than me. Nothing crazy, but boy, she is my socks off.
Okay.
Here's the problem. I can't finish.
And has that ever been I'm listening to me. Stay with me. Has that ever been a problem before? Has it ever been a problem before, or is that a new problem?
It's never been a problem before, with the exception of back in my 20s when it was like a total drunk thing, you know.
Okay, so you've had it with alcohol. It's happened before. Are you on any medication now?
I do take 1 milligram of Xanax a day.
that is not helping you, and that's a lot of Xanax, by the way. I hope you
1 milligram.
That 1 milligrams. Are you taking it 1 milligram at bedtime or something?
I morning because I feel the morning is the worst for me. I wake up normally feeling like if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you had 5 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Because I don't drink any caffeine.
Are you drinking at
So
night?
I take
Are
it
you
in the
drinking
morning.
at night?
At night, I do drink some beer. Never Xanax at night.
How much beer at night? How much beer each night? How much beer?
I like the good stuff. I like the light, cheap piss beer. So I'll drink, 4 or 5 beers. But, we've had sober sex plenty of times, too.
Okay, but I'm worrying about this. The Xanax you're treating essentially alcohol withdrawal in the morning with Xanax, which is never supposed to be used more than 2 weeks. So I'm very concerned about this pattern you're in. That is working against you. That's working against you in terms of your sexual functioning. The other thing that...
No, I went to my psychologist today, and just to interject that he did think, based on what I had told him, and I spent a whole hour, which obviously you don't have, specifically talking about this. He wants me to go see a medical doctor. I've been without health care. I'm finally got some cash to take care of that.
I think that I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think a thorough medical evaluation is crucial. I think that's absolutely the right thing to do. I think this is biological mostly. But the other thing you got to tell your partner is when guys have sexual dysfunction, it's usually because they're too excited about being with that person. That it's sort of overwhelmingly exciting.
Yeah,
and that's
that's one thing I asked him. I'm like, dude, it's just, am I low on testosterone? And I got no trouble getting it up whatsoever.
Yep.
So he said, nope, that's not the case.
It could be, but I really, you be sure when you
he was wondering about prostate. He was wondering about prostate, but he was shy to say so because even though he's a PhD, he's a psychologist.
Right. No, he would not be in a position to make that evaluation. A general medical evaluation is right, but I'm telling you that Xanax and alcohol is probably the problem. So you're going to talk, when you go get the medical evaluation, you talk to the doctor about that, and you make sure that you and he or she discuss this in more detail. Thank you for the call, Steve. Anthony, go ahead.
Hey, Dr. Drew, how's it going?
Very well. What's up?
So my mother is 65, little heavier set, and she broke her humerus a year ago. The doctor said she doesn't need surgery. He said she could have it. Basically, she can't lift her arm past a certain point without pain.
Her arm?
She was on Percocet.
Wait, what did she break?
Yeah. Her humerus.
So she broke her arm. Okay, got it.
Yes. So she can't lift it to a certain position without any pain. So she started on Percocet when she first heard it, and she's still taking them like a year later.
Right.
And we kind of just found out that she is her doctor is basically trying to not increase or not keep giving her the Percocet. Right. And we found out she's basically shopping for another doctor.
Right.
And we're concerned that she's basically become addicted. I don't know how many she's taking. I don't know what the deal is. I know my dad has a prescription too, but he's not hurt in any way.
Well, she's not hurt either because she only has pain if she lifts her arm up. I can't lift my arm past here either. I would never dream of taking a Percocet. So here's the deal. You've got to find out from that doctor what's going on. You've heard me talking a bit today about a drug that I'm not a super fan of, but these clinical situations that you guys have presented to me sort of call for it. Pain can be treated more safely with Suboxone than any of these other opioid medications, and you can taper it down and hopefully get her off with that as well. So either she comes off the Percocet, and by the way, most states now have monitoring systems that you can alert to make sure the doctors don't prescribe on top of each other. So alert the state system, talk to the pharmacist, find out what's going on, talk to that doctor who was the one that got her addicted, and ask what his or her plan is. But I think ultimately you either taper her off or get her off cold turkey, which shouldn't be that hard actually, or you switch her over to Suboxone. But she has to be very careful in sending her to a chronic pain doctor, because this is not chronic pain. This is somebody she doesn't have chronic pain. She's dependent on opioids. You have to have somebody with what's called an X certification so she can get on the Suboxone. So ask that doctor for a referral. Again, notify all the pharmacists to make sure that she's not getting prescriptions, and get your father involved with this too. He needs to be involved. This happens a lot. It's shocking how much it happens. Thank you, my friend. I'm sorry. I got to keep moving here. I got to kind of wrap things up. Tom Cigars, you love Percocets. Good for you. I'm glad you, though, haven't gotten strung out on them, because then you've got a new problem. In addition to loving Percocet, now you have addiction also. Let's look through your questions here on the thread. I want to make sure I don't miss anything before we wrap everything up. Yeah, Karen Nicholson, thank you for the words about the methadone. I think those were very sound. I'm looking back to see if you guys had anything else. Got the flu shot today. That's good. Kimberly Cornelison. I hope I pronounced it. Cornelison, yeah. Great job. And you guys all have to make a decision of whether you're going to get the extra dose, the extra strength, which is the CDC has been a little bit unclear about. I've been giving it to people over the age of 75. Everyone else gets the vaccine. Get it now, because this is going to be a nasty flu season. What's my view about this Chinese scientist, Joseph? That story sounds a little just so. Here's my basic feeling about that. There's a Chinese scientist that says that the coronavirus that we're in pandemic with has been definitely human constructed and was released by the Chinese government on purpose. Why would they release it on Wuhan, one of their major economic centers? And then why would they react so fiercely if they were the ones that had released it? Makes no sense to me. Whether or not humans had manipulated the virus and it got loose somehow, that is all kind of open for conversation, but I feel quite certain that nothing intentional happened just by virtue of the way it spread out. No flu shot, Lindsay, until November. I believe that's a mistake. This year, in other years, I think October, November are optimal, but we're trying to get everybody vaccinated as early as possible to prevent our messing around with our masks causing a transmission of influenza. And they're expecting there might be a kind of nasty vaccine this year. And if you, FD, never had the flu shot, you're making a huge mistake. I don't care how vigorous your immune system is, you are prone to the flu. And by the way, as I said, I got H1N1 in 2009, nearly died of it, and now that's in the vaccines. You do not want that flu, believe me. And it kills 20 to 40-year-olds rather routinely, so it's not something you guys want. Okay. Caleb, anything else we need to review here or show? I think we're pretty much run the bases. DJ says Ben Shapiro is leaving California. Everybody's leaving California. Just everybody is. It makes no sense to stay here anymore. We are entangled here. It's hard to leave, but we would leave if we could. I trust me. We would get the quality of life in California has sunk to all-time lows, and there's no end in sight. Getting worse all the time. So here we are. Yes, Taylor, it's happy birthday to Caleb today. Caleb, happy birthday. Caleb Nation, our producer and the brains behind everything you're seeing on the screen today. It's his birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Yes, Miss Kaylee Corolla does not even use soap. He gets in the pool every day. I have not been seizing at 4 o'clock lately. That's true, GSR. But that usually happens around 4:20 or so. I'm not quite getting there yet. Vaccine, Joseph, for late October. It could happen. I doubt it, but it could happen. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the people that are who are doing the research. They really are feeling good. Now they're biologists, so it's always cautiously optimistic, but they're quite enthusiastic. I've spoken to some of them. Everyone's saying happy birthday to Caleb. So it's a lot of action here. I want to say thank you to the boys for joining me today, JT and Chad. Tomorrow, do we have anybody scheduled? I know we have Tom Arnold coming up. Do you know what, Caleb, anybody tomorrow?
Sure, tomorrow's.
Oh, tomorrow we may be skipping the show tomorrow. Susan is going to be on Where My Mom's At tomorrow. So if you liked her appearance at your mom's house last time, this one they're going deep. Speaking of Chad goes deep. And there may be an opportunity to do something in the early afternoon or mid morning. We might try to do a little something, a little dose just to swing by and say hi, but probably going to be Friday. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Caleb. Happy birthday. And we will see you Friday for sure and possibly tomorrow. With so much focus on keeping ourselves and our loved ones safe and healthy, it's easy to forget that most of us are going to experience things like allergies, colds, possibly even the flu. So reminding you, proper hydration is crucial for all of these things. Remember, even slight dehydration can make you feel like you're getting sick, and none of us need that anxiety right now, that's for sure. That's where Hydrolyte comes in. Longtime fans will remember my obsession with Hydrolyte, which is simply the best oral rehydration product I've tried. I'm even more excited to introduce their brand new single-serve powder sticks. Simply pour 1 powder stick into a glass of water. They recommend 7 ounces. The powder dissolves almost instantly, creating the perfect balance of sodium, glucose, and water. Delivers up to 4 times the electrolytes of your typical sports drink. The other great news about Hydrolyte's new powder sticks, they're 100% all natural, no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. They're available in flavors like orange and lemonade, and they taste great. Hydration is crucial, and Hydrolyte is fastest and easiest way to stay ahead of it. Get your supply of Hydrolyte powder sticks now at hydrolyte.com/DRDREW. Again, that's HYDRALYTE.com/DRDREW, and then use that code Dr. Drew 25 at checkout. The World Health Organization estimates that each year approximately 1 million people take their own life. That's 1 death every 40 seconds. Experts predicted numbers would peak in 2020, but no one could have imagined the devastation brought on by COVID-19. During the coronavirus pandemic, you may experience anxiety, sadness, and loneliness. Existing mental health conditions, including severe anxiety and major depression, may worsen. If you're feeling hopeless, contemplating self-harm, or you're concerned about someone else, I'm here to tell you there is hope. A Mission for Michael is dedicated to helping clients achieve complete inner and outer transformation. Mission for Michael is the premier resource for intensive mental health treatment in Southern California. With an astonishing 2-to-1 client-to-staff ratio, each client in their facility receives individual care 24 hours a day, overseen by a team of all doctorate or master's level clinicians. With a focus on evidence-based treatment, along with personalized and compassionate care, they offer mental health treatment that can change lives. If you're suffering from mental illness or you're concerned about a loved one, go to amfmtreatment.com. Again, that's a Mission for Michael, amfmtreatment.com, or call 866-581-4401. Again, that is 866-581-4401.